What is up, everybody? JP McDaniel here, bringing you some NOS Performance Pro tips. Each episode, we will be analyzing gameplay from our favorite pro players and teaching you guys how to execute those plays yourself. This time out, we've got Incontrol demonstrating a great opening against Terran with close-by air spawns on Metalopolis.
Today's tip is short and sweet, but very effective against close spawns, especially close-by air on Metalopolis. Let's run through the build order first before jumping into the why. So you're going to want to make a pylon on 9, chrono boost that 10th/11th probe out, followed by another chrono boost at 12/13 supply. Gateway on 13, scout with that probe that you make the gateway. Make your gas on 14. Add in the second pylon on 15. Another chrono boost on your nexus to get out that 15th/16th probe. Of course, make your cybernetics core as soon as that gateway finishes on 18. And steal your opponent's gas on 19, but we'll get back to that a little bit later. Make your stalker, of course, at 21 when that cybernetics core finishes, and make sure you chrono boost it. Also, research the warp gate immediately after starting that stalker at 21. Add in the robotics facility at 25. Then you're going to want to make 3 gates at 25. Make sure you save up the minerals for that. Of course, then chrono boost the cybernetics core the entire time to get that warp gate research done as fast as possible. And then finally, you're going to want to make your warp prism on 26 when that robotics finishes. So here's where this build gets pretty fun. Go ahead and warp in 4 zealots, load them up in the warp prism, and wait for your warp gate cooldown. This is very important that you do this. You don't want to go dropping 4 zealots and then not be able to warp in anything else. You're going to want to make sure that you also have a forward pylon somewhere on the map. Earlier on, you stole your opponent's gas, and what this is going to do is make sure that he is always on 1 gas, meaning he can't get copious amounts of those high-tech units, like the Banshees, like the tanks, like the Marauders. He's going to have to decide where he wants to spend that gas. You're going to want to run that warp prism over into his mineral line, drop those 4 zealots, warp in 4 stalkers. You do this by, of course, making that warp prism into the warp prism mode. And you warp in 4 stalkers. And the big thing here is that you want to kill SCVs, but you also want to use those stalkers to target down your opponent's Marines, tanks, Marauders, what have you. If you can do this enough times, and you might just be successful on the first drop, but you might have to come back several times, picking up some of those zealots, moving them over to another side of the base, warping more units, coming back. But you've got to be constantly aggressive with this. And even warp in some units on the outside of the ramp and start taking down his ramp. So if that warp prism does indeed fall, he's still going to be dealing with that, but you could send in units up his ramp and really get him back inside the base. Now, of course, this build does take great control. If your opponent is ready for it, you're really going to have to make sure that you get enough bang for your buck when it comes to your units. But simply put, I mean, this build beat Thorazane for Incontrol, and it really caught him off guard. So guys, thank you for listening.
All right, guys, good luck on the ladder. We hope to see you out there. I'm JP McDaniel. We'll see you here next time for the NOS Performance Pro tips.